Well, what I'd like to do is just go through the first few standards because they set out what the overall training package is now going to look like, and then we'll talk about the implications of that for implementation, particularly at the RTO level, and particularly for the impact it will have on various people within the RTO. So the first standard actually just says training packages consist of the following components. And what we now have is 4 endorsed components of a training package, 4 bits that have to be endorsed by the National Skills Standards Council. That's units of competency and separately assessment requirements. Each unit has its own assessment requirements in this new training package format. Qualifications, you'll be pleased to know they're still there, and credit arrangements. In addition, these new training packages also have 1 or more companion volumes that go with them, but they are not endorsed components. The difference between an endorsed component and a non-endorsed component is basically those 4 endorsed components are the RTO requirements. They are the requirements that an RTO must comply with. They're subject to vocational education and training regulation. The non-endorsed component, the companion volume, and there'll always be at least 1. Some training packages may have more than 1 around different areas. But the non-endorsed component, that companion volume is advice. It is advice to the RTO. It's not subject to vet regulation. It's available on the Industry Skills Council's website, and you'll be able to use that to help you implement the training package, but in no way do you have to comply with it. So standard 1 is a definition really of what the training package contains. And it is different from the old training package because the old training package had units, qualifications and assessment requirements. Standard 2 and Standard 3 are both about policies that support the training package. Standard 2 is that training package developers comply with the training package products policy. Standard 3 is that they comply with the process policy. Now the products policy is really what the bits look like, what each product has to have within it, what's inside a unit, what's inside assessment requirements, what must they contain. So that's the products. The products in relation to companion volumes, there are very little rules about what has to be in them. The process policy, which is Standard 3, that you must comply with the process policy, says that you must, in the development of a training package, go through a detailed process. A training package developer, an Industry Skills Council, when it sets out to devise a new training package or revise an old training package, it has to go through a consultative process. It has to demonstrate that it's consulted with key stakeholders in the industry, in the sector, in the training sector, across Australia, across the different states. It also has to demonstrate that it has produced a quality product. Now that process policy is quite detailed, and there's not a lot of point in going into detail in this session because as an RTO you're going to see the final version, you're going to see a training package that you need to endorse. Our approach here today is to get you to be familiar with those components so that you're able to unpick them and implement them. If you want more information about the process of development of a training package, you can either go to the Industry Skills Council itself or you can go to the NSSC website where the policy, the process policy, is spelled out in some detail. When we talk about the components of a training package, and I've already called them new training packages, in most cases what will happen is that an ISC will set about a process of reviewing a training package, and in doing that they will go through a process to produce this new version of the training package. When it is complete, you'll find that you have a training package which looks a bit different and even looks different right from the title and the code. because the code no longer includes a year. So what was the health training package, which was HLT 08, I believe, the last version of that, now becomes just HLT. The training package developers do not need to do a full review of a training package. We have seen for many years now this process of continuous improvement. So the year of endorsement hasn't meant a lot for quite a long time. So just to make it clearer, that disappears with the new training package. The other thing that might be a bit different is you'll see that skill sets have a code. Now that is happening really because of something outside the standards for training package. It's happening because a VETMIS requires it in their information system. So training.gov.au will contain skill sets and you'll be able to find them much more easily because they'll have an identified code.